You knew that it was going to raise questions in people's minds. So what you do is you always consult the legal experts. You always get a legal answer as to whether or not recusal is required. And had it been, then that's what I would have done.
So that's the former AG Loretta Lynch now opening up about the Hillary Clinton email matter, including her meeting with Bill Clinton right before the decision came down. Lynch saying she would have recused herself after that encounter if she had been advised to do so. Texas Republican Congressman John Ratcliffe, member of the House Judiciary Committee, former U.S. attorney. Sir, good day and good morning to you. I guess once a U.S. attorney, always a U.S. attorney, but thank you for your time. You've heard about the Lynch interview. Do you think it advances the story at all, sir?
Well, I think what you're seeing is, and going to continue to see, is former Attorney General Lynch and Jim Comey doing a finger-pointing and a blame game. Over an 8-day period, the two of them authored, I think, what is one of the darkest chapters in the history of the American justice system, and I think that's validated by the fact that it's almost 2 years later and we're still talking about those events. They're still front-page news, and I think are going to continue to be.
This is very important now. You don't think that Comey and Lynch will affirm each other's position then? In essence, if they were, they would be protecting the entire Department of Justice. But you think they will conflict when Comey's book goes public in 2 weeks?
Well, they've already conflicted. They've given inconsistent statements and, in some cases, sworn testimony. And I think that's going to continue because, again, when you look at what happened from the tarmac meeting to the Clinton interview to the Comey press conference just a few days later, again, this is a story that has really shaken the American people's faith in our justice system, and neither one of them are going to want to be held accountable at the end for what were clearly some mistakes at the Justice Department.
Okay, so you're 2 years down the road now. Look back at it with the clarity that you think you have today. Well, what do you think the true story is now between Lynch and Comey and what happened and what should have happened?
Well, first of all, Bill, I don't think there's a law student taking an ethics exam anywhere in America that would say that the correct answer is to do what Loretta Lynch did on the issue of recusal. I'd be disappointed if she actually got an opinion from the Justice Department that said that it was okay, particularly if she told them, by the way, in 5 days we're going to interview the subject of the investigation, and in 8 days we're going to announce publicly whether or not she's going to be prosecuted. So I think she let her personal ambition, I think she was willing to ignore some very clear ethical boundaries for the sake of her personal ambition. I asked her under oath whether or not she was willing to rule out being Attorney General for Hillary Clinton after the tarmac meeting, and she wouldn't do that. With respect to Jim Comey, you know, I don't doubt his motives. I really don't. But he made a tremendous error. He was the first person to simultaneously act as Attorney General, FBI Director, and a member of Congress when he made the decision that he did regarding the Hillary Clinton email investigation.
Well, very, very, very interesting, sir. I want to turn to this Michael Cohen FBI raid. The president, you know how he feels about it already. Tweets him earlier today, attorney-client privilege is dead, he said. That's one of them. Here's another one in all caps, 3 exclamation points, a total witch hunt. What do you make of the FBI's decision to go after the hotel, the apartment, and the office of Michael Cohen?
Well, Bill, law firms are not evidence-free zones. Law degrees do not serve as immunity from prosecution for lawyers. But I can tell you, as a former U.S. attorney, the procedures that you have to go through to get approval to even seek a warrant to go into a lawyer's office are layered and significant. And so, you know, they would have had to have approval at Main Justice from the highest levels. My guess is that Rod Rosenstein signed off on this. And so, you know, I would certainly hope that there was compelling evidence for probable cause relating to the search of Michael Cohen's office.
Does it tell you, sir, what evidence they're looking for based on this search or not?
Well, I think what it tells me, the fact that the referral came from Mueller, Mueller, if the information ultimately would be helpful to his investigation, I don't think he would have referred it. He is concerned about sources and leaks, and he can't control that beyond his team. The fact that he referred it to the Southern District of New York and the U.S. Attorney there tells me that he likely sees what he thinks may be evidence of a crime, but is something unrelated to the Russia investigation mandate that he's under.
Could it be only relating to Michael Cohen, or do you think this stretches to the president?
Well, I think only Bob Mueller knows that at this point in time. Again, if it were essential to Bob Mueller's case, he wouldn't have made a criminal referral here. He would have asked for permission to investigate this under the auspices of the special counsel order so that he could control all of the information.
Yeah, I guess what I'm trying to figure out is whether I went to another level. I'm guessing here. Did it? Yes or no?
Well, I think it went to the highest levels. Obviously the spotlight and scrutiny here, I'd be surprised if, in this case, Rod Rosenstein, the Deputy Attorney General, was not fully briefed and did not sign off on this. Again, a U.S. attorney, in this case, U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, could not have operated without layers of approval
Understood.
at Main Justice.
Okay, sir, thank you so much. Wealth of knowledge there. John Ratcliffe, thank you
bet.
from Texas there on the Hill today.